What's up, guys? This is Weiss Schwarz Pauper here, and welcome to the channel. This will be the first video of the channel, obviously, and so today I'm going to bring you my 47th place 2015 Chicago Regional deck profile for Bakemonogatari. Now, obviously, those statistics don't sound amazing, but there were 177 people there, so it did make the top third of the players. And it's Bakemonogatari, which is very, very surprising to most people. A lot of people I found really don't know the set, and they don't really understand how it works. And so the deck did very well, partially because of that, and partially because I run a very, very different build than most other people. So this is my Wound by Snake build. It's a Nadeko Hitagi type build, blue-red. And before we start, I just also wanted to let you all know, this channel is going to be dedicated to those budget players out there, because our game is expensive, and I believe everyone should be able to play what they want when they want. And so this channel not only will be putting up my my more top tier profiles, but as a budget player, I know how hard it is to play and afford to play those really good decks that you want. And so a lot of my videos will be revolving around how to better spend and budget and trade so that you can build those really good top tier decks. But anyway, into the profile we go. First up, I run 4 copies of the Zero standalone 4K with hand encore. It's basic. Everyone in Bake runs it because it's the best level 0 in the set, in my opinion. So 4 of that. Next, I run 4 copies of the Red Suicider in Bake. It has a second effect where when it attacks, you get to give 500 to another character. That can be useful in certain situations, but really I just run it because it's a Suicider and I have the room to run 4. Alright, and next up, I don't run 0 assists. What I run instead is 4 copies of this 00 Koyomi that gives a global 500 to all Hitagi cards, which are the purple-haired girl. And on top of that, it changes into one of my level 3s when I hit level 2. And that level 3 is this one right here. On play, it heals. And if you have experience 6, which experience is the total number of the levels of the cards added in within your level. So if you have 1 level 3 in your level, your experience is 3. Or 2 level 3s in your level, your experience is 6, and so on and so forth. So if you have 6 experience, this card gains the ability, it gains 500 power, and if it kills a level 2 or lower, or higher, a level 2 or higher, you can pay 1 and destroy any level 1 or lower. That's really good against decks like Angel Beats and such that run level 1 cards, such as level 1 assists, like that 1-0 that gives Encore to everyone in Angel Beats. It's really good against those cards, and it's a healer, and it's the best level 3 in the set, so that's why I run it. And the change cost is, it's really expensive, but it's worth it. It's, pay 3, clock the top, and then on play, the Hitagi heals, so it's good, and you play it from your hand. So, very solid. And then, next, I run 2 copies of the Tap 2, Pay 1 Search, Brainstorm. It's the best Brainstorm in the set. The other one is absolutely terrible. Don't ever run it. I don't care what build you're running. Don't ever run it. It's bad. And then also becomes a 3K when there's a blood character on the board. The Koyomis are blood characters, and then there's another card in the deck that you'll see later that's a blood character. It's called Lovers. Best card in the deck. But anyway, 2 of the Brainstorm. Then as tech, because this deck needs certain cards in the experience, I run this as a 1-of, or in the level, I run this as a 1-of. It's on play, pay 1, swap 1 card that's in your level with a card in your waiting room. So say you don't set up your level correctly, you can use this card to fix that problem. So I run it as a 1-of. And next, I run this, it gives a K to the middle character during your opponent's turn, but then it's got a pay 1, ditch 1, draw 1 effect, which is a very solid effect that I like to run in most decks for hand fixing and stuff like that. So there's that. That's 16 zeros, and then obviously 4 of the level 3s. Next up, we're going to move on to mostly level 1s. I run, instead of like the 1/1 green 7/5 beater or the 1/1 blue beater, I run this 1/0 5K Hitagi. It's red, so it fits color, and it has this amazing ability that I think is very underrated. It's pay 1, give the card a K, so then it becomes a 6K, obviously, and then the card also gains the ability when it reverses a character, you get to put that character on top of your opponent's deck. So it stacks damage. It's very solid. I run it because, obviously, I need a beater in this deck at level 1, and this fits the bill while also adding in a lot of good tech and keeping my costs down if need be, because the late game in this deck is also very expensive. So there's that. Next up, I run a lot of backups in this deck. I run 6, 4 of which are this 1/0 1500 backup. Now that sounds terrible. It's not. 1/0 15s are personally my favorite backups, and this one is definitely one of my favorites in the game out of 1/0 15s, because it also has an ability with experience 5, you can pay 2, and then minus the 1 soul from an attack when you back up with this card. That is freaking awesome. It allows you to save yourself lots of times in level 3, or to keep yourself from getting level 2 if you want to stall at level 2, which is one big strategy in this deck. It's very helpful to do that. Alright, and then the last card of level 1 is 4 copies of this Lovers. This is, if you know anything about Bakemonogatari, it is the most important card in the set. It's 1/0 It has experience 3, which gives it hand on core and an extra 500, so it becomes a 5K. But here's the kicker: it's got a great climax combo. That climax is with a 2 soul, nonetheless. Lots of people don't like these. These are awesome, in my opinion. They allow you to cancel the climaxes your opponent has early, so that you can deal a lot more damage later. If your opponent has very few climaxes in the deck, it's a perfect opportunity to play these. There's lots of great uses for 2 souls that I think people overlook when they use them, and it helps you win the damage race. But anyway, the combo that this 2 soul has with the Lovers is, on attack declaration, you can pay 1, draw 5 cards, add 1 strange character out of those 5 to your hand, and then ditch. Not only does it net you pluses, but it allows you to eat through your deck like nobody's business. So, say you have 2 cards in deck, and there's 2 climaxes in deck, and there's like 25 cards left in deck, you can play 1 or 2 of these and mill through 10 of those. And that is very, very, very helpful. I seem to have insane luck with my blocks early game, so I'll like block all my damage for the first few turns, and then by then I'll be level 1 usually. And then I'll play 3 Lovers, and then eat through my deck so that my opponent can't do damage, and I'm ready to start canceling again. It's a great card. There's lots of good synergy in this deck for it, which is why I run it at 4. So that puts it at 12 level 1s, and we've seen 4 of the climaxes. Next up, my other 2 backups. Bake, you need a bigger backup than 15. Bake doesn't have naturally super strong creatures, so I run the 2-1 vanilla backup because it's the strongest backup in the set. And for no other reason. Plus, also, it's blue, so in the event that I need to clock a different card other than what I would normally clock, that happens. Which, by the way, the red Hitagi is your second clock, always. That is the second card you want in your level, because you need the blue out for that Lovers combo. But anyway, next, this is a 2-1 Deco 7/5. It has a change ability. It's not as important as the Hitagi, but it is still very, very powerful and very, very important. So it's pay 1 and then clock this card during your Encore step, and then you get to bring out Nadeko, Girl Bound by Snake Nadeko, from your waiting room, which heals on play, so you're not going to take the damage. There's no net pluses heals in this set, but the changes are well worth it because they're really powerful. And the card this changes into is this level 3 Nadeko Sengoku. It's a 10k basic healer. Why is that good? Because it's also got a great effect that combos with this book climax here. What this allows you to do is, on declaration, you can search up to 2 copies of this card in your deck and add them to your hand. That's broke, because you can get this out of level 2. So during your level 2, you use this effect, and then you set up for your level 3. Heck, in level 3, you set up for your next turn, and then you have a bunch of healers in hand ready to go. It's a fabulous combo. I wish more people ran it, because it's really, really powerful. And there's that. So that puts it at 4 level 2s, 8 climaxes you've seen, and 8 level 3s you've seen. So the last card, I run 2 of this level 3, putting me at 10 level 3s. This is a 3-2-6-5 that gives a 2k assist. On top of that, on play, you draw 2, ditch 1, and then here's the kicker. It gives an ability in front so that when your characters reverse a card, you get to pay 1, and you have the option of paying 1 and putting the card they reverse on the bottom of your opponent's deck. So what you do is you use this card to stack the damage on the bottom of the deck, and then you play the 2 soul, so that you can hit as much damage as you can. It's a fabulous card. You don't always get the combo off with the damage stacking, but the 2k assist is really helpful, given that Bake runs slightly weaker on level 3s. So yeah, that was the deck profile. I hope you enjoyed it. Obviously, this is not exactly a budget build. It's somewhere in the range of $300 to $400. But it is a very powerful build, and it is one I've been working on for about 2 years now. So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed the first video, and I will be uploading videos about once a week, so be looking for those. Thanks, guys. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. Tips and suggestions are always needed, because not everyone is perfect. Sometimes you may run cards that other people don't like, and so hearing different opinions is always good. Thank you. This was Weiss Schwarz Pauper here, signing out.